I don't know how to feel about this one. I really don't. But, hug it out, I guess?
Huh?
Because that is a 3-2 victory over the Florida Panthers. Welcome back down and to the den, everybody. And the reason why I don't know how to feel about this is because on the one hand, the recent acquisitions definitely made more of a splash in this game than they did in the last game. Which is saying something because Casey Middlestat last game was really good. And he was even better tonight. On the other hand, I'm not sure the tank is supposed to be driving this way. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to turn the tank the other way. But before we get into that, I need you all to drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click the notification bell. We're over 80 subscribers now. We just dropped the trade deadline video. We got skits on the way. We got video essays on the way. We got game recaps on the way. No matter how bad the Bruins are going to be, we're still going to be here. And I hope that you guys join. So, I think we all know what the big talking point of today was. Brad Marchand coming back to Boston. He was very emotional in his return. And granted, he did not play because he is currently dealing with an upper body injury with his shoulder. And okay. I made my frustrations with Marchand clear in the last episode. I still love him. I still appreciate everything that he did for the Bruins. And to hear him in this press conference crying about coming back, it really did seem like he wanted to be here. And I wish that the front office did more to try and get him to stay. But I still can't stomach the fact that you asked for 7.5. And I've said it over and over again. 37. Hips held together with chewing gum and twine. Concussions. Upper body injury right now. Are you sure that you're deserving of 7.5 in the future? Bergeron, Krejci, and Chara all would have taken a pay cut. That's all I'm going to say on this matter. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. Thank you, Marchand, for everything that you did. And I appreciate the emotion that you play with and the emotion that you bring back to Boston. Why are you asking for 7.5? But that's not the only storyline coming into this game. The other storyline is Aaron Ekblad. I can't remember the last time I saw an NHL player get suspended for PED violations. But yes, Aaron Ekblad got suspended for 20 games for a PED violation, which has him out the entire rest of the regular season and until either Game 3 of Round 1 of the 24-25 playoffs or Game 3 of the 25-26 regular season, whichever the Panthers end up playing. Granted, it's incredibly likely that it's going to be the former, but considering that the standings aren't set and nobody's clinched a playoff spot yet, you gotta keep that option open that the Panthers don't make the playoffs, even though they're gonna make the playoffs. In this game, it was pretty par for the course for Bruins and Panthers. It was a very chippy game. It was one that traded peaks and valleys. The Bruins had several really good opportunities against Bobrovsky, but Bobrovsky for the first 50 minutes of this game was just an impenetrable fortress. You could not get anything past him. And for what it's worth, Swayman was balling out as well. He did allow 2 goals. That's okay. They gave up 1 to Anton Lundell. Okay, shame on you. And to Mackie Samoskevich, not the kosher wine. Samoskevich, not Manischewitz. Get it right. But through it all, Sam Bennett is being a pest, and the Bruins are trying to keep up. And for what it's worth, it's a lot easier now. It's a lot easier to keep up with these teams. Which is going to make the last 16 games of this season dangerous for the Bruins. For one teeny, tiny little reason, and that's you don't want to make the playoffs! If the Bruins make the playoffs, it will be one of the worst things for this rebuild. If the Bruins make the playoffs, it'll be freaking awful. Because, like, what is the point of making the playoffs in right now? What, you have a horrendously underprepared roster that losing 5 to Florida or Tampa or Toronto? If we lose to Toronto, they're never going to let us live that down. If we lose to Florida, it's another freaking notch on, oh, Florida owns Boston. And if we lose to Tampa, I guess Tampa is the only team that I'd be fine with us losing to. At least the only team within our division. Rangers, I don't freaking know. Hurricanes, they're always a pain in the ass. Columbus is not gonna make a drive hard enough to get to the top spot. It would be really funny though. I yearn for the day where the Columbus Blue Jackets are the top seed in the Eastern Conference. And potentially even the top seed in the entire National Hockey League. It would be freaking hilarious. It would be amazing. I would love every second of that. But near the end of the game, the Bruins were down to nothing. So what do? They kick it in a high gear. Elias Lindholm breaking out freaking puck handling that we haven't seen since peak Charlie Coyle, which is weird because we just traded Charlie Coyle. Still, Elias Lindholm breaking out insane puck handling to completely poster a defenseman. Get it out to Casey Middlestat. Middlestat centers it to Pasternak, who's wide ass open. Kick your feet up. Have a spot, why don't you? And that gets the Bruins on the board. Shortly afterwards, Jacob Lauko, I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game. Poke checks, an absolute diabolical poke check. Gets the puck out to Mason Lohrei, who is on an island again. Kick your feet up. Have a spot, why don't you? 2-2 game with less than 5 to go. And then a beautiful, beautiful turn. Just a turn on a dime from Pasternak. And he gets the puck to Zacha. 3-2 in the span of less than 10 minutes. And I want to be smug about this. You have no idea how much I want to be happy about this win. But this isn't what you're supposed to do right now! So because this game had incredibly volatile offense, the physicality had to match. And, it certainly did. Anton Lundell, just crashing people into the end boards, and Jacob Lauko just throwing it all off, wanting his head. They both go for roughing. It's a 4-on-4 for 2 of the last 3 minutes. And then, with just a couple seconds left. First of all, we got a really close call where Carter Verhaeghe is just pushing and pushing and pushing like he always does. Carter Verhaeghe, legitimately one of the best players in the league. I don't want to hear people sleeping on Carter Verhaeghe anymore. I hate to give him this many props. Stop sleeping on Carter Verhaeghe. He deserves so much more recognition than what he gets. He's just pushing and pushing and pushing, and he gets the puck just the tiniest bit across the plane. Hold it! But they blew the play dead, so it doesn't matter! And shortly afterwards, we get a fight that, Nikita Zadorov. Zadorov! Zadorov, by the way, took a really stupid penalty. First of all, Patrick Brown, I don't know why you're in this lineup. Went for kneeing, and then Zadorov quickly afterwards went for delay of game, and that led to the second goal. All because we were on a 5-on-3 because people can't stop being stupid. But Zadorov decides to redeem himself. in the one true fashion that Boston knows how to redeem themselves in any way. Cue the Dropkick Murphys! Just beating the piss out of Sam Bennett. And Bennett is running away the entire time. He ends up grabbing onto Pasternak's jersey to try and get away from Zadorov. He does not want this smoke. Look, and Zadorov just flattens him. And then as the refs are peeling Zadorov off of him, Bennett sneaks behind and tries to get a couple of jabs in. Listen, it's Sam Bennett. I know he's kind of a scum weasel. I made a video earlier on this season. It's called Scum Weasels. It's about the Florida Panthers and how they're all scum weasels. Take your lumps like a fucking man. And Bruins just close out the rest of this game. Do not need to do anything. And that's, again, I wish I could be happier about this win. Honestly, I am very happy about this one. In the sense that I'm happy that we beat Florida. But in terms of what this means for the team right now, we better not rattle off like a 9-game win streak or something like that. We need to not win. But in terms of what this means for the team, I mean, it's encouraging. Don't get me wrong, this is very encouraging for the team. But this isn't the time to start piling on wins in hopes of making fringe playoff contention. This is the time to just cut your losses and ride out the rest of the season seeing what you have in the pipeline. Come on, Farinacci, Brunet, Merkulov, Lysell. Call them all up. Who exactly are you going to use in lieu of them? Ian Mitchell? You're gonna put Vinny Lettieri and Patrick Brown in the lineup over Fabian Lysell and Georgi Merkulov? You're gonna put Cole Koepke in over John Farinacci? Now, I will say, Middlestat with Lettieri and Koepke, great line. That line was buzzing. But again, this is the time to see what you have in the pipeline. You don't use this time to bring up anti-tanking veteran players in hopes of making the playoffs. You cut your losses and you see what you have. And that's about it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.